Here's Nash with us, by the way, in case you can't see him. Hello,
Say
guys.
Hi, everybody.
But one of the things we noticed when we went to our first RV dealership was how overwhelming it was. And it wasn't quite like buying a car. It was a little bit different. And for us, it was the first time. So last week, you got to see the Paws for Love event, which was amazing. And it was hosted by Matt Foxcroft, as you know him as Matt RV Reviews. And he was so gracious to invite us to General RV so we could take a tour and do it the right way at the best RV dealership in the country, in our opinion, as we've been walking around. And we're gonna take you inside and see what it's like.
Hey y'all, we are Sean and Christina, and this is our therapy dog Nash. We left our home in Nashville, Tennessee to travel the US in an RV and shine a bright spotlight on the incredible work that therapy dogs do across our country.
What's up?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Long time no see.
Welcome to General.
You get the Arcadia dog too. Come on, man.
Welcome to General. What's going on?
Not much. We want to see some RVs
Yeah, we're
now.
pumped to be here.
Well, great. So we have about 600 on our lot.
Okay.
If you guys don't mind, let's have a seat real quick and we can formulate a game plan about which RV is going to fit right for your lifestyle.
That's awesome. Because
Sounds
the first time we
good.
did this, we were super overwhelmed and didn't have the game plan. So
Perfect.
here we
Let's go.
All right. Come on, Nash.
So Sean and Christina, thank you so much for visiting me today.
We love to be here. This is
Thank
awesome.
you, thank you. So
I
we're
mean, you are Nash's Uncle Matt.
Yeah,
You
Uncle
had
Matt.
to come.
absolutely, absolutely. So we're General RV first and foremost. We're the nation's largest family-owned and operated RV dealership.
Okay.
In most dealerships, what they'll do is, especially General, we have like an RV locator or just like what everybody likes to do. We have 600 RVs. And we're in Florida, so it can get hot out there.
Definitely.
So what we like to do, we just like to take a few minutes and ask you some questions. How are you looking to travel? Are you going camping or are you full-timing? Do you have a big truck or are you looking for a motorhome? You know, we sell everything from pop-ups at $10,000 to Class A diesel pushers at $800,000. So what I like to tell people is finding an RV is like playing a game of Guess Who. And it's all about eliminating as many
That is so
units.
good.
Right.
That's so good.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think we did that on accident.
Yeah, we definitely did that on accident.
Great. So where do you guys want to begin first?
I'm thinking, since we're not in the market to buy, let's tour a little bit of everything.
Okay.
That way we can show everybody watching the video what a travel trailer looks like compared to a fifth wheel, compared to a Class A. Because when we stepped foot on a dealership, we had no idea. And fortunately,
Yes.
the salesman that worked with us was super gracious.
Okay.
Because we walked through literally everything on the lot.
So when we looked, we only went to one dealership, and we looked at everything from a truck camper
Yep.
to a giant Montana. And
Okay.
we assumed kind of through that research that a travel trailer fit our needs, and I'm
Right.
so glad we went with that.
Yes.
But I think for everybody who hasn't looked at any, that would be
just
really
a good
important to
base
show
layer
them
starting point.
everything.
Yep.
Perfect. So we're gonna start small with a travel trailer, and then we'll work
Cool.
all the way up to a diesel pusher.
Sweet. That sounds good. Let's
Here,
go.
here we go now. So we're gonna hop on this golf cart right here.
I don't think Nash has ever been on a golf cart.
I don't think
on,
so
Nash.
either. Yes,
Come on,
Get up there, buddy.
Up.
Yeah.
Up.
He's like, is anybody gonna
Paws
push
up.
me in?
There we go.
Okay, get in.
Riding in style today.
I swear, this dog.
He's got to ride on a fire truck, a golf cart. Florida's treating you well, buddy.
He just does such a good job with new situations.
Yeah.
Look at him.
So let's start with this one here.
Okay.
Okay, Matt, tell me what kind of camper we're at right now and who would be looking at this.
Great. So this is a primetime Avenger, and this is what's considered an entry-level travel trailer. It has aluminum corrugated sides with wood framing. This is the #1 style of travel trailer sold on the market today because of price point. It's easy to make, simple to build, and priced very right for most campers, especially if people are looking to get into RVing for the first time. And then this one in particular doesn't have any slide outs.
Oh, wow.
And it's a really interesting floor plan.
All right,
Go on,
Nash. You
He's
lead the way,
just getting
buddy.
used to the solid step.
Yeah, I
Okay,
just figured him out.
ready? You can do it. Okay.
Look, Nash, these are your friends at Lippert.
I like that there's, so this, a lot of people wouldn't full-time in this. I mean,
No.
you can
No.
full-time in anything. People
Yes. This
would
full-time
be
in
tough.
anything.
Correct.
But this would be tough.
I would consider this a good for camping, good for weekend traveling. If somebody does a week or two out of the year, then this is great. You don't want to be in this unit when it's super hot, and you don't want to be in this unit when it's super cold. It's your spring, early summer, and fall.
Okay, that's good to know.
Nash, where is that? Where are you? You know how to do
He's
it.
still learning these.
Here we go now.
Yeah.
All right, Nash. Hey, come on, buddy. You got it.
Good boy.
There you go.
Good boy.
Why would somebody even consider something like this? At the end of the day, this is going to be 125 to 150 bucks a month.
Okay.
So it's a great alternative at a great price point as well.
Yeah, that's a good point. And it gets you out on the road. I think we need to get Nash a golf cart.
He loves it.
This is so cool.
So here's going to be the next one.
Okay.
This
Up
is
Nash.
kind of your next level of travel trailer. It's when you have aluminum framing and fiberglass sides.
Which, is that what we have?
Yes.
And that's for insulation, right?
Yes, this one's going to be, it's going to have the extended season camping
Wow.
package,
Careful now.
which means it has a heated and enclosed underbelly
Okay.
with heating pads on the tanks.
Okay. So here's a question then.
Yeah.
So we obviously had that, and if people have watched the Texas video, all of our stuff froze.
Yeah, extended season.
Okay.
Not that there's a difference between 4 seasons and extended seasons.
Yep.
And even still, it doesn't, like, everybody always wants the 4 seasons. At the end of the day, if it gets super cold, it's going to be an issue. Doesn't matter where you
Yeah,
are.
okay.
That's good to
good to know.
know.
Yep. This is a cool color palette though.
I know. They did such a good job with the color scheme.
Yeah. Super modern.
Nash just sitting at the bathroom door. Well, I think that's
So,
the bathroom door. Do
Nash,
you do a potty in
so
there?
fun fact for everybody, Nash loves going behind doors.
No, it's another room.
Oh, bunkhouse.
Oh, wow. Nashi, this is your room.
And
This
a-
is
there's a desk
awesome.
thing. That's cool.
Okay, Matt, give us, I know.
How are you not sweating?
I
It's-
am.
what is the temperature?
We're going to lose some
91.
weight today. Okay, my friend, give
Yes.
me all the specs on what we're looking at.
So this is also, that's kind of a nice segue. So this is a primetime Lacrosse. This is the same manufacturer as the last unit we went into, the
Okay.
primetime Avenger. And something that I like, the question I get asked every day, well, how does this compare to a Tiffin? How does this compare to a Keystone? How does this compare to a Grand Design? You do not have a Grand Design. You have a Grand Design Reflection. This is not a primetime. This is a primetime Lacrosse. So this is their fancier level. They're higher end, better built, better insulated, higher price point. You're going to have your solid surface countertops, your higher ceilings, big hydraulic slide outs. You know, this is going to be, it's very nice. And because it's built better, it's also priced more. But again, going back into the other topic, it's going to be better insulated and everything else.
Well,
this is
yeah.
more for the person, my opinion, who knows, who's been camping, or they know they're going to spend extended periods of time in it, weeks at a time, you know, going on 3, 4, 6 vacations a year, and is really willing to invest that $30,000 to $40,000 in a camper.
Okay, so I have to ask because we have a Grand Design.
Okay.
Do y'all carry Grand Design here? at
So,
General?
yes and no. Yes, we sell Grand Design, but not here in Ocala, Florida. So, all these manufacturers that you see, every brand has its own territorial market agreement. So, if somebody wants a Wildwood Heritage Glen in the Ocala area, they have to come here to General RV of Ocala. Whereas in Tampa, a different dealership might be selling Wildwood Heritage Glen. So for an example, Grand Design. If somebody wants a Grand Design in Florida, if they want it in the Tampa area, they have to go to Lazy Days because they have that market. If they're in Ocala, then they have to go to Campers Inn because Campers Inn has the territorial rights to Grand Design. Or if you're in the Jacksonville area, we sell it in Jacksonville. So what I like to tell everybody is, you know, you can save a lot of money driving from Tampa to Jacksonville to pick up your Grand Design. But that's just the salesman in me.
By the way, thanks to you doing that, we've been doing that for like the last 2 weeks.
Yep.
After like everything.
Yes.
Okay, my friend, give us the scoop.
So this is a travel trailer toy hauler.
Which I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah, it's not super popular because most time when people want toy haulers, they go big or go home.
All
But
right.
you know, this is the entry level style. That you can get the travel trailer toy haulers in the aluminum framing with the fiberglass sides as well.
Woo!
Oh yeah, okay.
What am I smelling? I'm smelling a
Formaldehyde.
Formaldehyde. Oh.
No, that's just the glue. Yeah.
Glue. Also, this is a personal preference. I do not like these.
Yep.
Mini blinds like this in an RV. I just feel like those are bound to break.
So they only put the mini blinds in RVs when it's near the stove.
Oh.
Yep.
That
makes sense. You won't see them over there. But like even blinds like those aren't my cup of tea.
No.
I like the MCD blinds. Now this travel trailer right here, if you don't mind if I go over here, this actually folds up out of the way, and this folds up out of the way, and this ramp door drops down, and it does two things. One, it's a ramp door, so you're able to get your bikes up here, and then you tie them down with your D-rings. Also, this makes a patio, which is really nice. You have these bars here, and they'll fold out and make a patio for extended living room area. But again, the person who's buying this has a four-wheeler or an ATV, and they like going to the dirt tracks or whatever and bringing their toys along with them.
Awesome. Okay, this is always Q&A time.
Okay.
So when people finance an RV, is it going to be similar to financing a car or similar to financing a home?
So it's going to be a little bit different because it's a luxury loan. So, you know...
Which means what? It's not a necessity, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So, you know, to answer all of that, it's a little bit more difficult to obtain a loan. You know, you need a relatively decent credit score to get it. But here's what's really interesting. The monthly payments on these is almost the same as monthly payments on those. And that seems a little confusing.
Yeah.
Because when you're at this level, $50,000 and less, you can do a 10 or a 12-year note. Simple interest, no prepayment penalties. The interest is tax deductible like it's a second mortgage. When you're from $25,000 to $50,000, you can do it to 15 years. And then when you cross $50,000, you can do a 20-year note.
Wow.
Again, all simple interest, no prepayment penalties, just making it really affordable, more affordable than what you would think than when I just tell you, hey, this next unit's gonna be $50,000. Because I know that's a ton of money, but when you break it down, you're like, oh, well, that's only $350, $400 a month. It makes it more obtainable. Now, this next one, you know, again, we have so many RVs.
Yes, we already are seeing that.
It's going to be hard for us to determine which ones to go in. This is a brand new product. It's a new mid-profile fifth wheel. And so what a mid-profile fifth wheel is, it's smaller and lighter weight, and the back slopes down. Whereas when you're in a full-profile fifth wheel, which we'll look at a little bit down the line, they have the higher ceilings, the higher roofs, and you need the bigger, heavier-duty trucks. This is a Keystone Arcadia, and they really designed this unit with the younger generation in mind. I really think you're gonna like it. If Instagram had a fifth wheel, it would be this one. Got your head there.
That's a good way to say that.
Wow, Nashman, y'all, this is awesome. I see what you mean. If Instagram had RV, this is what it would look like.
Yeah, this is cool.
Wow. Okay, give me the specs.
Modern contemporary furniture.
Is this a sleeper sofa?
It is.
Wow,
yes.
nice.
Most times they're gonna have sleeper sofas, but they really answered the question about, you know, all these manufacturers for years past, they try to undercut everybody by $1. If they're at 53,000, we got to be at 52. If we're at 52, they got to be at 51. That's why you won't see certain things like slide toppers on fifth wheels or travel trailers anymore, because you can add them on after the fact, and if it raises your price $2,000, you're now $2,000 more. But Arcadia, they did it different. So here's what I like to tell everybody. This is the Thomas Paine collection. And if you notice, when we go into all these different RVs, you'll see the same furniture in every RV, because when Keystone buys, let's say a sofa's $1,000, right? But if they buy 20,000 of them, they're now getting them for $600. That's why they'll be the same in this brand, that brand, that brand, that brand. You know, they're the same in every brand. Whereas the Arcadia design, they're like, you know what? Let's get something more contemporary. Let's get something different. And it's going to raise the price $300 on the sofa to the competition, $150 on the theater seats. Look at the table and chairs. Nobody
So
else
cute.
has that type of table and chair, so they're not getting those volume discounts. But when you see the inside and everything that's going on here, you know, you can tell it's just secret storage. You can tell that, and what I think they're coming to realize is, obviously, if this was 50,000 and the competition was 35,000, yes, people aren't willing to pay 15,000 more. But $3,000 to $5,000 more to get something that nobody else has, people will pay it.
And that you don't have to renovate. I mean, this looks renovated, quote unquote, with how people do that.
And then look at the cabinetry right here, how it's
So
curved.
pretty. Oh yeah.
You know, big windows.
Kind of reach, but.
Yep. Big windows, lots of light in here.
How tall are you, Nelsie?
5'1".
Okay.
Nice.
And a half.
Okay.
You know, you have this butcher
I was
block.
just gonna say, I really love that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What? But you can't sit at that. That's
Well,
not...
you can.
Yeah, it's a bar.
Oh. Oh.
Oh no, there it is.
Oh, on the side.
Oh yeah, you pulled those over.
Oh. Oh, I don't know how to do it. I'm just not gonna touch anything.
There
Wow.
you go.
Cool.
And then,
That's so cool.
yep.
Nice.
That's
Easy.
fun.
Yep.
They really did think through this.
So the one thing I wish they did with this, I wish they didn't even include this table and chairs. I wish they kind of did what you guys did, like a seating area bar, because then you would have had two.
That's what we're really hopeful for, is that the RV industry, especially the brands that are listening to the voice of the customer, is that they'll start including, for, we'll call it digital nomad lifestyles,
Yep.
where you can work remotely, you've got your Wi-Fi setup already going with cellular boosters and all that, and then a place to sit.
You have a chalkboard to give Sean
That's
notes.
cool. There we go.
I
Look
can
at
write
that.
our menu.
You could do little love notes to me.
Vision board, whatever you want to
That's
do.
pretty cool.
board.
I like that.
Is this
A wine
for
rack.
wine?
Yeah.
It is. It is.
I don't know.
Wine
You
rack.
have to take them down when you're moving, but
Yeah, of course.
still pretty
Oh,
cool.
Oh, discount.
I think I pulled
We
it
won't
out.
put that in the
It's
footage.
this
No,
spot.
no, no. You can put that in the footage, and I want you to put that in the footage. Here's why. RVs that sit on dealerships' lots, even RVs that come from the manufacturers, these are homes on wheels.
Yes.
So every time you're driving, it's like your whole house is going through an earthquake during a hurricane. Little stuff like that will always happen, and something that I like to tell people, because there is so many new people coming into the space, your RV will have issues. Even the $2.5 million Prevost have issues, and it's important to know that there will always be 100 little things like this.
So I
Oh,
love
yeah.
that you said that.
Okay?
I also think that something that we learned in our research before getting our RV was that new RVs, they're always going to have something wrong.
Okay.
Like something's always going to happen.
Yes.
I feel like. Is that true?
It's time for a debate.
There we go.
No.
I don't know. It's just what I've heard.
Okay, yeah, so-
Luckily,
Knock on wood.
Yeah,
knock
which
on
one's
wood,
wood?
Right.
we have been good, but ours isn't new.
New versus used. Okay. New, you take a depreciation hit.
Yep.
Used, you don't.
Yep.
Statistically, unless you get ripped off on used, you know, and that
Which
happens.
this, right now,
Yeah.
with how
Right
hot the
now,
market is, you
yeah.
could easily.
Exactly. New versus used. New, you take that depreciation hit. Used, you don't. New, you get to kind of figure out and you get to buy what you want. Whereas if you're working on a budget with used, you are going to have to compromise. New, there will be things wrong with it, and you are going to have to work through them. Be really rough the first year that you have it, and work out all those kinks while it's under warranty. Used, the advantage of used is somebody already worked out those kinks for you,
Yes.
or
Or
there was too many kinks and they decided that they didn't want to use
Oh,
it anymore,
interesting.
and so they traded it in for something else.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's
So-
why you call Dave Cantrell the RV inspector.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who has an English
What's up,
people
Dave?
retriever.
yeah,
What's up, Duncan?
Up,
No.
Duncan?
Hi, Duncan. No, don't call Dave. Call Duncan.
Yeah, Duncan. Yeah,
Call Duncan.
exactly.
He's the secretary. Okay, I love that too, because and to think of, like we've talked, people can live in anything.
Yes.
But the truth is if you're moving a lot,
Mhm.
like you really need to consider that in your RV purchase,
Yep.
because like you just said, every time you hook this up and take it down the road, it's like it's going through an earthquake.
Yep. And
So-
and with full timing, I mean, expect to be out of your house a lot. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, when you have issues,
Yeah.
you know, the unit stays at the dealership.
Yep. Gotta
And
find
you
a
know
hotel or something.
now you got to be in a hotel, and it's an even bigger pain in the butt when you have a puppy.
Yep.
Even though we love puppies, it's just those are expenses that is unfortunate, but it's the reality that you need to know about before you go into this journey.
Yeah. I really feel like after looking through that we saw a manufacturer really listen to what the customers want, because everybody's renovating their RVs.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, there's definitely some manufacturers that are old school and they don't listen to their customers. Actually, we're about to take a look at another fifth wheel. It's going to be a full profile fifth wheel from a newer company called Alliance.
Okay.
And they are 100% customer advocates. Their whole brand is built around, they have a whole Facebook community, and it's built around customer feedback and what customers want, and you know, the recommendations that the customers actually make, the people who are buying these and using them actually make. So
was this the one you just had with Dave, the episode last week?
Yep, absolutely.
Sweet.
Yep, we did this episode last week. And Dave Cantrell, for those of you who don't know, he's an RV inspector, and this is the brand that he selected as well. Which,
and he could have chosen any brand.
well, within his means. Yep,
Yeah,
absolutely.
For sure.
Good clarification.
That's true.
All right, what are your first thoughts here?
This is amazing. Okay, first things that I've noticed already are the hooks.
Okay.
So something that I like that Grand Designs they have in their solitudes, they did like a mud room.
Yep.
And I think that's so important because you need something right here. Keys, purse, something. I love this.
Something that I really like about Alliance, the way they do their drawers. Soft
soft close. That's cool. So here's what people won't be able to really see watching is we were just in the Arcadia and it looks great, but you can tell instantly stepping in here the quality is much better.
Elevated.
Yeah, actually funny that you mentioned that. Here's something that I like to tell everybody. This cost, I'm going to use a fake number, it's going to be pretty close. This cost $80,000, that cost $50,000, right? Mm-hmm. This is better than that, hands down. What I like to tell everybody, the $80,000 camper is always better than the $50,000 camper. The question isn't about which one's better. It's the question is this one worth that $30,000 price increase over that one? And to some people it is, and to other people it isn't. Again, it depends on how you're camping. It is important to have a budget. The one thing I always like to tell people, within means, if your budget's $80,000, if the perfect unit's $85,000, as a salesperson, I'm telling you to do it. RVs depreciate, right? So let's say your budget's $80,000. The perfect one's $85,000. It's out of my budget. Let's say we're super disciplined. It's out of your budget, and we don't do it. So you end up going with a $70,000 one. You drive off the lot. A year later, it's worth $55,000. And then you end up buying the one that you would have wanted. So now you just did a $20,000 difference hit instead of spending that initial $5,000. Now do that within reason, 5% or whatever. Obviously, if your budget's $80,000, don't spend $120,000.
Yeah.
But if you use the P word, perfect, it's always worth spending a little bit more. Or try to tell the salesperson, this one's perfect. Help us. When I was a salesperson, if a unit was perfect, I would try extra hard to get the price down for them because it was perfect for them. Because with RVs, so many times it's about compromising.
Yeah, oh yeah, I don't think that any RV is ever perfect. So we just met a family that has a Cyclone fifth wheel.
Okay.
That's a toy hauler.
That's a Heartland product, right?
Yes.
Heartland?
Yes, that's a Heartland RV. What do you guys carry those?
So, yes and no. So that's a great question. Remember how earlier we were talking about how different dealerships have different territorial rights?
Yes.
Per the location. So what a lot of manufacturers do, well, they'll make what's called a sister product. So for an example, this is the Heartland Road Warrior. It is the same exact thing as a Heartland Cyclone. The reason why they do that, so let me give you another example. When we look at motorhomes, an Entegra motorhome is the same exact thing as a Jayco motorhome. And the reason why they do that is because we have the license to the Heartland Warrior, Road Warrior in Ocala, and dealership X, Y, and Z has the license for the Heartland Cyclone in the Ocala area. Heartland doesn't matter if you buy the Cyclone or the Road Warrior, the money still goes to Heartland, and it's not violating dealer agreements.
So is this the same price as a Cyclone?
They are made on, not only is it the same price, it's the same unit, made on the same assembly line and everything.
Really?
Same floor plans,
Did not
same
know
brochures. Yep.
Wow, that's so interesting.
You'll see that with a lot of products. For an example, that's a Pace Aero by Fleetwood. The Holiday Rambler is a Nautica. Same exact thing. Now, not every manufacturer does that.
Okay. Like, does Grand Design do that?
No, they do not. Not yet, anyway. Grand Design was bought out by Winnebago, so
right.
Who knows?
This is huge. I have to say, I am not a big fan of this layout, personally.
Yeah.
But Nash would have free roam to play tug of war.
Well, so here's part of the deal with toy haulers. You're compromising a lot of living space to have that garage.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know, a lot of times people want to full-time some toy haulers. And they do. My opinion, it's better not to do that. And like, they won't have toys. But they're doing it for the back bunk area.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, you're spending $20,000 more than a fifth wheel with bunk beds. And you're really sacrificing on your living space.
Okay. So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
And I feel like we learned this when we went and looked right before we bought our RV. But this layout is different than our friends because they have the Cyclone.
Mm-hmm.
This layout is nothing like theirs.
Yes.
So within the Road Warrior or Cyclone name,
yes,
there is, and this is normal. There's
yep.
like a dozen different floor plans.
Great. So man, this is so good. It's like we scripted this, but we didn't.
Even prep that. No.
So the best comparison, people always compare us to cars, right?
Yes.
So cars, you have a year, make, and model, right? Year 2021, make GMC, model the Sierra 1500. Whereas RVs, you have manufacturer, brand, model as year, manufacturer, brand, model. So this say 2021, bing, bing. Do you add bings to your thing?
We can now.
Okay, this say 2021, bing, manufacturer, Heartland, bing, model, bing, Road Warrior, floor plan, bing, 391 RW. So many times, it's so funny seeing these, we call them car people, enter the RV world space, coming from the auto side, thinking that they can just take their same blueprint of a website template design and apply it to RVs. But an RV make and a car make is different. Make is GMC. Make is the manufacturer. You know what I'm saying? So it's different. I know that might be a little confusing, but there's different. So, Matt, you talk too much. Yes, there's different floor plans.
Well, for everybody watching this, because I talk too much too. Yeah, this just feels like too spread out. Personally, I don't like that. Okay, so
this is the toy hauler.
This is where you put your toys.
Yes.
So like
Bikes,
four-wheelers,
motorcycles, ATVs, the car thingies, whatever.
We just love the. I mean, we also talk about how beds are such a waste of space.
Yep.
So I love that you can just right up.
Exactly. And then also it makes a dinette as well. You know, very multifunctional.
You just do so many activities in here.
That's a perfect summary of how today is going. I love it. But hey, your short, little four-legged furry friend, where is he at?
Oh my gosh. Nash was so hot.
It
is 90 degrees out today, so he is staying with Cheyenne.
Yes. And if you guys see this episode and you come to General RV of Ocala, make sure you ask for Cheyenne for being so nice.
Yeah, she's amazing.
She's so sweet. She literally was like, I'll take it. I'm like, thank you so much. And I gave her my phone number and I got her card. I'm like, please call me if anything's wrong.
Now, this stuff was fun, but my passion is motorhomes. So now we're going to take a look at some of the RVs that have the engines already attached to them.
Let's do it.
Okay, Mr. Matt.
Mr.
Matt. What is your...
Uncle Matt.
Uncle Matt. Okay, Uncle Matt. What is your favorite RV?
So I have a few favorites. You know, it really just depends on what class we're talking about. We're going to start with the smallest class, which is Class B, #van life.
#van life.
And you have B's, C's, and A's and Class A diesels. Unfortunately, right now the RV market's so hot. We don't have any of my absolute favorites, but again, you know, you can check them out on my channel. And when it is my favorite, I put it in my title, my favorite.
Oh, I love that.
But again, this is just going to be kind of generic. Class B's, Class A's, so.
And this is a Class B, which is bigger than a Class C.
Smaller. So
I'm sorry, smaller.
Class B's are smaller than Class C's. And so here's what defines a Class B motorhome. A's, B's, and C's, real fast. A Class A is a bus style. That motorhome right there, that is a Class A motorhome. It looks like a Greyhound bus going down the road. This motorhome right here is a Class C motorhome. And what's the definition of a Class C motorhome is they get that chassis, that E450, and it is a cut chassis, and they build that box on that chassis to make it look like a motorhome, to make it look like a U-Haul truck. And then a Class B chassis is a unibody chassis. This whole van was a unibody chassis. Now what's crazy is this Class B is more than that Class C because it is very labor intensive to make this.
Okay, so we looked at the what was it?
The Wayfarer.
The Wayfarer. That's
Yes.
like
Which is a tip-in.
120 grand.
Yeah, no, that's nothing. So a Wayfarer is a Class C because they got that chassis from Mercedes and they built that box on top of that.
Oh, okay.
When you look at like a Winnebago Era, a Winnebago Revel, a leisure travel van, they're 200,000 plus.
Oh my god.
This one right here is considered a cheaper Class B and it's still $100,000.
And something to note too, if you are getting a motorhome, Class A, B, C, whatever,
Yep.
they are more expensive than just getting a fifth wheel or a travel trailer.
For the
right?
most part. I mean, there's some nice fifth wheels, but yes.
Oh yeah. Things to know. All right.
I'm gonna stay out here on this
Oh
one.
my gosh.
Tight quarters.
Ooh. Oh my gosh. Ooh. But you could so do it, you know? Look at the little cutting board. While I sit and listen to the jams.
Did you just give me a note?
Oh,
Oh, what's back there?
this is the bathroom, the wet
That's the
bath.
bathroom?
This is where you shower. Oh my gosh, honey, look. This is where you shower, go potty. I'm not gonna sit like
Wait,
Matt
can
does.
you shower and potty at the same time?
If you want to sit and shower
Oh my goodness.
and store your clothes
And shave.
and shave.
Holy cow.
The SSS.
But here's what no one's saying that I'm totally thinking right now is you could have those back doors open while you're going to the bathroom.
Oh,
Hey, in case you have Tijuana Flats.
Too much Tijuana Flats.
that was so good.
Holy cow.
So my favorite Class C is an Entegra. And Entegra and Jayco are the same exact thing. It's funny because the Jayco has the J-Ride, Entegra has the Easy Ride, but it's funny because sometimes you'll see some Integras have the J-Ride sticker on them.
Quality control.
Wow. This is huge.
What's great about this motorhome right here is, you know, slides break, RVs break, everything breaks. With this style of motorhome, even if the RV breaks, your vacation isn't ruined.
Yeah.
Whereas there's other RVs where the only way you can access everything is with the slide outs being open. They're more
Wow.
spacious and they're better when they're parked, but you're also more vulnerable to your trip being ruined.
Okay, so this is a serious operation.
Yes.
You guys must employ a ton of people.
Yeah, we have over 125 employees here. As you can see here, we have 36 service bays. We have a whole cleaning crew. We actually have a paint station. We're able to fix up your RVs under warranty. You know, and that's the big thing with RVs. You know, you really want to have a good service department because things will go wrong. And if you notice, all those RVs, they're either sold or broken.
Sold or broken.
One-
Don't take the wrong one home.
Yes, yes, yes.
This is so hot today.
Yes.
How do you and Andrea live here in the summer? I
So-
love Florida, but my gosh.
Yes, so one, you can't shovel sweat, so it's better than snow.
Because you used to live in Massachusetts.
Maryland.
Maryland,
Yeah.
M's. You know.
Yep, M's.
Maryland.
So first, how we do it, Andrea and I plug in the units to make sure the AC's on. But as a salesperson, how we do it, this is why, you know, it gets really hot. Like one RV said it was like 117 degrees in there.
Oh
right?
my
And it's not
gosh.
even summer yet. When it's summer, it gets hot. That's why as General RV, before we, you know, so many times people are all like, people are all like, hi, we're here to see RVs. Can we go? Can we go? It's like, whoa, it's 150 degrees out there. Let's take a second, figure out a game plan, and that way we're not running in 150 RVs for the customer to say, oh, well, this one has bunk beds. I didn't want bunk beds. Like, yeah, that's why we formulate a game plan first. And right now, it's not that bad because we don't have a lot of inventory. But, you know, when I first came here, we had 300 motorhomes. So it's a job to know, hey, you're not looking for this one, you're looking for that one. You're not looking for that one, you're looking for that one, you know?
Yes, because when people come, I mean, it's a very overwhelming process. Like, the least amount that they can look at that is in their specs is so important.
Right, for sure. So this next one's a Class A. It is a Winnebago Adventure 36Z. We're gonna take a look at this one, and then we'll wrap it all up with a nice big diesel pusher.
Yeah.
When we walked in, one thing I immediately noticed that's been my biggest complaint about a Class A is a lot of them you walk right into the passenger seat. Like walk in at the front.
Yes.
I like this one that you don't walk in. You walk from behind the seats.
So that's going to be a great transition to our next one. When it's the front bus style door, those are the diesel pushers.
Oh.
Gas motorhomes won't have that.
Okay, interesting. Do you have a preference, diesel or gas?
Yes. So everybody always asks me, what's better, gas or diesel? Diesel's better in every way.
Okay.
The big question is, kind of like going back to the fifth wheels, diesels are $60,000 to $100,000 minimum more. So the question isn't what's better, this unit or the diesel unit. The question is that diesel unit worth $100,000? Are you getting that much more enjoyment out of it? And people who are full-timing and putting 10, 15, 20,000 miles a year on it, yeah, it can be worth the investment. Me personally, I'm not a huge fan of Class A diesels. I feel like with the Ford V8 engines, it gets the job done. But it just depends. Trust me, we love to sell diesels. Higher emissions.
All right, my friend. I'm getting really warm.
You're getting warm. You've been running the camera.
I know.
I think I've sweat. Like, well, first of all, you changed my, I don't have an antiperspirant anymore. It's a deodorant, and I'm sweating like crazy.
Well, don't worry, we're at our last unit of the day. And we did save the best for last.
Okay.
Really?
This is, my opinion, #1 diesel push on the market today, dollar for dollar, is the Fleetwood Discovery LXE.
What a massive thing. You do have to get a special license to drive these too, by the way. Not just anybody. I would not trust myself.
So you do and you don't. If it's 26,001 pounds, you do need a Class B non-commercial driver's license. It is always different in every state, but that's kind of the most generic answer. And every gas motorhome out there except one is at 26,000 pounds even. So gas motorhomes, you don't need it unless you have a Thor Outlaw. But for diesels, yeah, you do need that Class B.
Okay, gotta ask. Does it come with the pillows?
Yes.
No need to decorate. It's already done for you. I mean,
This
you want
is
to talk
nice.
about so much room for activities. I like that there's these. And look at this.
Dishwasher.
Dishwasher.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it's been used. Whew. Oh my goodness. And this, how do you even open that? Oh. So this is a convection microwave.
Correct. Once you're in this level of coach, everybody's going away from propane, so everything's going to be all electric.
Oh, that's cool.
Wow. Ice and water. And a lock feature. Oh, wow. Oh, so this is a half bath.
Bath and a half.
2 black tanks. King bed. Lots to do. Giant sink. We could both get ready during the day. And look at that shower. Wow.
So to wrap it all up, I do want to circle back to a topic that we did have. See these wirings? So they took out one of the electrical components for a customer. This motorhome is $350,000, right? Maybe $400,000. It's very expensive. And even on this level, there is always going to be issues of stuff missing, wirings, customers' units breaking. It doesn't matter how expensive the unit is. Actually, it's almost one of those things, the more expensive, the more things that could go wrong in a weird way.
So we left Nash with Cheyenne, and I think it made her day. I hate inconveniencing people, but she was more than happy to take care of Nash. So we're gonna sneak up on him now and see what he's doing. Oh my gosh, he's asleep.
You're at 30 something, whatever, and I was like, yeah, I'm at 35. He goes, okay.
Mama's back.
I was like, fucking ready for you.
I can get it ready for you.
Yeah.
Do you have fun? Daddy!
So he looked for you for like a second. He
Aww.
got up and like stood and he was looking towards the door and then he lay back down and he was he's smiling.
Oh, Mama's here.
But he walked with me, I got up, he went right wherever I was going.
Good. Oh,
Hey.
Friends all over.
Hey,
so
buddy.
glad.
He did awesome. You are so
He is a
welcome.
mama's boy. I will say that.
I could tell.
He really likes mama.
So we were joking, like once we trained him how to walk, because he was kind of problematic when he
Yeah.
walked. It was like having power steering.
Yeah.
Once we figured it out.
That's awesome.
So we toured a bunch of units, which were all amazing. I think let's pretend that we liked the Alliance the most.
Just
which
because
I don't
we're
know
not
that that's
getting a
much
new
pretending,
RV.
because that was an awesome unit.
It was.
So as we come back in here to work on the next step, what are some tips that you have for people that are found a unit and okay, it's go time, let's get this thing?
Right. Great question. So now it's time to negotiate. So first thing I like to tell everybody is every price is negotiable. It's just like a car. One of the biggest mistakes that I see customers make is that a lot of people don't like negotiating. It's like a weird taboo.
Yeah.
And they come in, they sit down, they're like, all right, I want your one-time shot best price. I'm promising you, you're never going to get that best price at one time.
Yeah.
You have to be an educated consumer. You have to, and literally, I promise you, spend 5 minutes doing your homework on the brand, and you will be able to help find and know what a good price is.
Okay.
You know, so that's one piece of advice. And then when it comes time to trade-ins, another piece of advice is, you know, we sit down and we do numbers, and let's say I'm giving you guys $10,000 for your trade,
Okay.
and you know $30,000 off the fifth wheel,
Which
right?
is off MSRP.
Correct.
right?
Off
Okay.
never pay MSRP
Okay.
ever. And so you guys, let's say you've been shopping around and people are all like, oh well, dealership X, Y, and Z gave me $20,000 for my trade-in. Well, yeah, they might have given you $20,000 for your trade-in, but they only given you $15,000 off the sale
yeah.
price,
So
and that's
yeah.
what's called over allowing. And so what I like to tell people is it's not necessarily so much about that, it's about that bottom line.
Okay.
Again, doing your homework. One, knowing what your trade-in's worth, wholesale trade-in. If somebody's giving you retail value for your trade, even us, we're over allowing. No, we're not gonna give you full retail for yours and sell you ours at a discount.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. The economics
Exactly.
don't work.
Exactly. And then it always comes down to the bottom line, and that's with or without a trade. So dealerships, they have fees. We have fees.
Mm-hmm.
Call them hidden fees, call them dealer fees, whatever you want to call them. Call them Matt's RV Reviews fees. Whatever you want to call it, dealerships have it. But then there's also dealerships that advertise no fees, and that's their game. And here's what I like to tell people. It doesn't matter if it's $1 for the unit and you have $99,000 in hidden fees, or if it's $100,000 with no fees. It's always about that bottom line price. The one example that I love to use is, let's say we're selling a unit for $90,000,
Okay.
and we have $2,500 in a freight fee,
Okay.
and $2,500 in a prep fee, right? And those aren't our fees. I'm just giving you that.
Yeah, yeah.
Every unit has a different fee. Bottom line, we're at $95,000. Whereas the dealership down the street saying, well, hey, you don't want to go to that dealership because they charge you fees. We don't charge any hidden fees, but their price is $100,000. Yeah, we charge fees, but bottom line, we're $5,000 less than that
Yeah.
dealership.
Which
Good
the net
point.
is what matters.
The
Right.
net is the net,
Yeah.
you know, and trust me, if I worked at the dealership that didn't charge the fees, that's the pitch I would be using
sure.
as well.
Right.
But even still, it has nothing to do with pitch. It's all salesman gimmicks.
Yep.
However we present it, at the end of the day, I am a salesman, so I'm gonna present it the best way that I can. But the net is always the net. What's the bottom line price? That's the best way to stay protected.
Yep, that makes sense.
So good.
Yeah.
Well, Matt, thank you so much for showing us around and hanging out the last weekend at the Paws for Love event, which
I
is
loved
amazing.
it.
Yes.
And so purposely, we did not go into a lot of detail past what we did because you're doing an amazing review.
Thank
which
you.
by the time this is live, that's already live, so we're gonna link to it. Definitely go check that out. But for now, we're gonna take Nash back, get some dinner, and I don't know, just enjoy the rest of the day.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming in. And if you guys have any questions, check out my channel. And I do work for General RV, and we have dealerships nationwide.
Awesome.
Thank you.